y'all, it's Nick from 3-2 Pitch, and today we are wrapping up what I'm going to call Chicago White Sox Day with, kind of like a roundup of what everything that the White Sox have done this offseason and kind of the impact it has on their team. So this will be the last video for today, unless, of course, somebody big, signs or there's a big trade. So, yeah, we're going to get right into it. First, the White Sox went out and addressed, an odd move, signing Yasmani Grandal. And later on, they also assigned avoiding arbitration with James McCann. So right now, the White Sox depth chart is looking like just Grandal and James McCann behind the dish. That's actually a really strong duo. It's probably right now the best catching duo in baseball. And I don't know how important. I haven't seen very much of a strong 1-2 catcher punch, but this allows the White Sox to go out and play James McCann. If they're not playing James McCann, and if he's hot like he was last year, DH him. If they're DHing Grandal, play James McCann by the dish. They behind the dish. They can just flip flop them, throughout the season, which is actually a great idea for the White Sox. And even though Grandal's a workhorse and will play a lot of games, you can keep these two guys healthier by just DHing them, and that gives you a lot of flexibility with your lineups and what you want to do, because Grandal is a switch hitter, of course. So at first base, they tendered a qualifying offer to Jose Abreu and ended up extending his contract for another 3 years. So Abreu sticking around for 3 years, Grandal 4 years. Well, they've thrown a lot of money at these two guys, and it's improved their team by getting Grandal. Abreu staying around. Abreu is a bit RBI machine, like slotting him in the 3-4 hole of the lineup. Man, all he does is just drive people in. So keeping Abreu was almost needed at the front of the offseason plan for the White Sox. It was like it had to have been their number one priority is keep Jose Abreu. You can't have this White Sox team perform without Jose Abreu. He is the driving force of the Chicago White Sox offense. As well as going out this offseason and making a trade, getting Nomar Mazara and sliding him in right field. We all know my thoughts on the Mazara trade. White Sox, I'm a huge fan of the move for you guys, trading Steely Walker. Didn't seem like he had a spot anytime soon on this White Sox team. He's pretty far out. So right now, the White Sox still probably need to go out and address a second baseman. They have Leury Garcia listed right there. Granted, Garcia was good enough. He's there for you. I mean, he's not no impact player, but there's definitely some players that you can go out and go get this offseason. They were rumored to be after Moustakas before he signed with the Reds, There's definitely still some remaining players. You go out and get Josh Donaldson and move Moncada to second base. So definitely some things you can do. Tim Anderson's almost a lock at shortstop, and another corner outfielder would almost be necessary because Eloy's more of a DH, which then gives you more options. You move Mazara to left, or go out and then get like a Ozuna, throw him in the left field, and then you have Adam Engel in center. You can still improve there. That you can go out and get Starling Marte. This farm system is loaded of the White Sox, so there's definitely ways that you can go out and improve this staff. The rotation only has 4 guys. Their strongest, Lucas Giolito, and we assume that Kopech will start the season in the minors at least, coming off a big surgery, I believe. And we know he'll be here this year or next year. He's just a fireballer. And their bullpen is not bad. Evan Marshall is in there, Homestead High School draftee, and Colomé and Herrera. So those two guys are locking down the back end of the bullpen. So there's definitely work to be done. The White Sox at the moment are probably in that division, still a third place team. Like they've made improvements. Still have a long way to go. They need to get a true ace for that rotation, and probably still need to get another big name bat. That's probably middle tier, like a Ozuna, and then you can probably compete them with the Indians. But like I've said, Price, you can't win a season. You can't win the postseason. You can't win the World Series. You can't win a game without pitching. You can't throw out Jose Abreu or Anthony Rendon, for instance. You can't throw these guys out and expect them to pitch. That you just need pitchers, Without pitchers, you can't do anything. And the way this White Sox team is built right now, they're more offensive heavy, as in they're going to score more runs than uh, they'll score less runs and they'll give up because their pitching is just not that good, which results in, of course, more losses. So, if I'm the White Sox, having gotten Grandal, gotten Abreu, gotten Mazzara, my next priority is try to sign one of these quickly flying off the board free agent pitchers. I would probably end up targeting Ryu. I feel like Ryu would be a great pairing to go with Yasmani Grandal. Other name that you might want to try to pry is Bumgarner, but I don't think he will budge at all. Oh, and then there's Dallas Keuchel. That's the name I was forgetting. So Dallas Keuchel would also be a great target for you, and he is actually be probably more on the cheaper end. If you're the White Sox, saving money is probably a good thing, as you can always go out the next season start building a contending club this offseason that will put up results, gain you some more fans, money, and then go out there and spend more money. So some of the minor moves that I want to highlight that the White Sox made this offseason. Daniel Palka was outrighted to Charlotte. They DFA'd Yolmer Sanchez. He's a free agent who was filling their second base position. He's more of an average hitter, doesn't hit for much power. And finally, to tie the bow on it, and would be actually a great idea if the White Sox do swing and miss at the bigger name corner outfielders, as in Castellanos and Ozuna, is the White Sox again have had discussion regarding trade talks with the Dodgers about Jock Peterson. They had some of it last year, obviously not resulting in a deal. However, it's refired up this offseason, and I feel like the White Sox, if they don't get their guy, I feel like Jock Peterson is a great power bat. You can slide up in the middle of the order for the White Sox and would be a great improvement at even a DH spot or in left field. And I just feel like he fits in really well. The Dodgers outfield is already pretty crowded as is. I feel like the White Sox would be a great fit for Peterson. So if the White Sox do that, I think I'm a fan of that trade for sure by the White Sox. You're giving up prospects for bona fide stars, as Draft Nick Mark says. Is he a bona fide star? Not yet, but he has been an all-star, did win the home run derby, or was really close to winning the home run derby, if not won it. And yeah, I think that's about it for the Chicago White Sox today. So yeah, I want to know what y'all think about the White Sox and what direction the season will go for them. Do you think they'll be surprise everyone and go out and get a second place? Or do you think they'll slide into third place and keep improving, save money for next year? I want to know what y'all think. Comment section below, as well as subscribe. Tomorrow will be a whole nother team. There's tons of moves to cover this offseason. I'm kind of breaking up into teams if you haven't already noticed. So yeah, thank y'all for watching.